Hello, my name is Victoria Haller. Today I'm really excited to talk to you about sex and anxiety. Great sex has a couple of key components, and that's about feeling connected to yourself and to your partner, feeling embodied in your own body, and feeling present, both mentally and physically. Anxiety can really interrupt that connection with your partner, with yourself, with your own body, can cause us to detach and withdraw or even shut down in the middle of having sex. If what I'm describing to you sounds familiar, then you're in the right place. I'm hoping today we can go through some tips together on what to do when anxiety pops up and how to navigate it both before and in the middle of having sex. So, my first tip for navigating anxiety in sex, it might be a little surprising. It's do your homework. You might not think that homework and sex and anxiety go together, but they totally do. You know, sex can be layered, sex can be complicated, we can feel so much shame, and that can make it really challenging around having sex, talking about sex, even thinking about sex. So why not use a handy dandy worksheet from Emily Nagoski, author of Come As You Are. And this is a worksheet on sexual contexts. Have you ever reflected on your sex life, both positive experiences and negative experiences? Have you ever thought about sex and your mental or physical well-being? How about in the context of partner characteristics, relationship characteristics, setting, life circumstances, things you do, aka sexual activities? Well, this worksheet will help you reflect on all of those domains, and I'm gonna say don't underestimate the power of clarity of your own tastes, your own preferences, your own limits and needs, and reflecting on your experiences using a worksheet like this can be really, really useful. I encourage you to fill this out on your phone. Do not hesitate to just whip it out at your next date or your next sexual encounter and use it as a reference point. It's going to be way less weird than you think it'll be and super, super helpful. My next set of tips on how to navigate sex and anxiety are all break in case of emergency. Tips to do in the moment when you're having sex and you notice your anxiety and you don't know what to do. My first tip is to become really curious and familiar with what your anxiety feels like so that you can notice when it arrives. Sometimes we can feel removed, numb, or detached. We can feel tension or stress held in our body, maybe in our neck, chest, or stomach. You can notice maybe your thoughts are racing, they're really fast, or you're lost, you're consumed in your thoughts. Or maybe you notice that you're focusing on what you think might happen next and you're completely detached from what is happening right now in this moment. If you notice that happening, what I would really recommend is just take a pause. This is where the safe word or the stoplight method could really come in handy. Or something as simple as, hey, I need a minute. If something verbal feels maybe inaccessible in that moment, I would recommend maybe tapping your partner. You could tap them on the shoulder or even a tap gentle on the forehead to get their attention. Something nonverbal to do would be maybe to cough in case of emergency if you're really finding words are difficult. Even holding up a finger to indicate that you need a break. The most important thing to do in this pause is to simply breathe. Try and focus your attention on your breath. It's okay if you're distracted, if your thoughts are racing. Simply refocus to your breathing, the simplicity of breathing in and breathing out. Anytime that you do this, you bring awareness to your body and you become more present in your body. Maybe anxiety has you totally dominated by your racing thoughts. Breathing is going to redistribute that focus, bring you more into your body, and hopefully more present. Hopefully, taking a moment to breathe gives you a chance to figure out, what do I need in this moment? Maybe you need to stop, or maybe a pause really gave you that chance to recalibrate, get your head above your anxious thoughts and feelings, and come back to the moment. Getting back into it with your partner is less awkward than you might think. Something really simple and straightforward. Maybe earlier in your sexual experience, you guys were doing something that felt really good. Simply saying, I really loved what you were doing before. Maybe we could do a little rewind and return to that moment. How do you feel about that? Simple. Now, if you notice that you're breathing and you're really connecting with feelings of overwhelm, stress, fear, if you're feeling triggered, if you're feeling out of control, out of your body, then it's time to stop. And that is totally okay. I have some really great suggestions from Consent Comes First on 5 things to do when triggered during sex. These phrases are really straightforward and really well done. And that brings me to my 3rd official tip, which is practice. Practice in front of the mirror. Practice your safe word, even if it's just repeating that word to yourself until you feel confident in saying it. And if you know that you're going to need some of these phrases in your back pocket, why not have them really familiar and really present, having practiced them with yourself or even with your friend. I'm sure your friend needs to practice too. So hopefully you're walking away from this video with some tools in your toolbox when it comes to navigating sex and anxiety. And of course, remember, you can totally do this. I believe in you. And for more information, please check out our website, mytherapynyc.com.